It is now 5 o'clock on this Tuesday, and once again now, we are tracking a weather impact alert across central Indiana.
You can see the storms moving into the area on live Doppler 13 radar right here. And we want to begin 13 News at 5 in the Weather Center with Angela because she has an update on how long these are going to last.
That's right. Is this a rinse and repeat from last night?
Almost, because we've got it impacting the evening drive again, and we do have these storms that have the potential of bringing damaging wind gusts. And the latest, some new information from the National Weather Service is a new severe thunderstorm warning. So we will dive in to the northern sections of Marion County and a good part of Hamilton County. So think north side up toward Fishers. This is a severe thunderstorm right now, and the warning will impact parts of northern Marion into Hamilton counties. The warning goes until 5:15. We are tracking this cell off to the north and east at about 35 miles per hour. We do think it produced severe wind as it moved across parts of Hendricks County, impacting places like Danville and Avon. Here's where this storm will go next. It'll be into Fall Creek in the next minute, Durbin at 5:09, Stony Creek at 5:16. If it would hold together, moves across Hamilton County and will head toward Anderson by 5:30. This line of storms already extends north and east into parts of Madison County. Elwood dealing with a thunderstorm. We've had storms up near Marion and Hartford City as well. Severe thunderstorm watch, as expected, has been expanded. It goes until 10 o'clock for most of central Indiana. It's also a flood watch for the southern half of the state, and we continue to monitor some ominous clouds out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as these storms start to move in. Stick with us. We've got you covered over the next hour and a half.
Thanks, Angela. Well, tonight is the kind of night where you're going to want to make sure you've got easy access to our live local radar, and you can do it. Check it out anytime on WTHR Plus. It's always streaming and it's always free.
On to more news now. A man from Canby will serve prison time for a shooting at the Castleton Square Mall at the height of Christmas shopping.
Our Rich Nye had his camera in the courtroom for the sentencing today, where the man who got shot was guilty of the crime.
Under a plea deal, 19-year-old Aaron McClure admitted to intimidation with a deadly weapon. On December 23, 2024, McClure flashed a gun inside the Castleton Square Mall at another teen he had a previous conflict with. A security video shows that other teen take off and being chased by McClure and a third teen through the mall, guns at the ready. Christmas shoppers scrambled in panic. The victim fell, then shot McClure in the leg.
I think we can confidently argue that he acted in self-defense that day as he was actively being pursued by two men with guns. He tried to run away. He tried to get away from Aaron McClure, and when he fell, that was the moment he decided to use the firearm in his own defense.
This was a mall buzzing with people, and they don't deserve to go to the mall and have someone running through the mall with a firearm.
McClure offered no apology, but his attorney read a statement from his client.
We all make mistakes. I just hope this doesn't define me. You understand, if you want for something different to occur in your life, that your behavior has to change.
Right.
You do understand that?
I do.
Since the Castleton Mall shooting, McClure has picked up 2 more felony cases, another intimidation charge in Marion County, and multiple charges from a police chase in Johnson County. Those were aggravators, and the judge sending McClure to prison for 2 years plus 2 years probation. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
McClure has already served more than a year in jail with credit time, but he is due back in court next month on the next intimidation charge. This is where he allegedly flashed a gun and threatened to kill 3 women who were at a gas station.
Tonight, a former Metro police officer now knows the time he'll spend in prison for a child sex crime. So we have video. This video shows Javette Richards showing up for his hearing at the federal court in downtown Indy. He entered a guilty plea to distribution of visual depictions of a minor engaged in sexually explicit conduct. As part of the plea deal, the court dismissed the 5 other charges against him. The judge then sentenced Richards to 9 years in prison, followed by 5 years of probation.
Tonight, a man accused of driving drunk and killing a woman in a crash last Christmas is back behind bars after making her first appearance in court. This is a crash that happened on the east side near 38th and Midhofer.
Our Ashton Hackman was in the courtroom as the man heard the charges he faces.
25-year-old Stanley Louis walked into court with his hands and feet in cuffs. A Haitian Creole interpreter helped translate as a judge read the charges Louis faces, including causing death while operating intoxicated, reckless homicide, and causing death while never having a license. Court docs say Louis was driving home from a friend's house just before 3 in the morning last Christmas, his wife following behind in another car. But they didn't make it home. Louis allegedly hit another car driven by 32-year-old Haley Clark. She died in the crash. Police say Louis was driving 99.8 miles per hour during the collision at Midhofer and John Marshall Drive. Investigators estimate he topped out at 1:18 seconds before the crash. Louis was unconscious after the crash and was hospitalized with broken bones. For now, Louis will be held in custody on a $16,000 cash bond and a federal ICE hold. He is scheduled to have another hearing in June. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
All right, thank you, Ashton. And police say the woman killed in the crash was also driving without a license and had a blood alcohol content of .158.
Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused a fire on the northwest side of Indianapolis. That's where Pike Township firefighters took these pictures, and they're now sharing them with us of the fire. It happened earlier today near West 62nd and Guyan Road. Firefighters say they saw flames shooting out of the garage and over the house upon arrival. Thankfully, no injuries reported from this fire.
And we just keep that countdown ticking because we're getting closer to the 110th running of the Indy 500.
And you see it there. We're now 4 days, 19 hours away until the green flag drops this Sunday. And today, rookies participated in the annual rookie celebration. It's all part of the tradition. All 4 rookies this year milked a dairy cow. This is something they do. It's a tradition for good luck.
For good luck. Ella Rhodes joins us live after catching up with these rookies. Ella, how are they feeling ahead of the race on Sunday? What a big day for them.
Yeah, they're all just very honored to be able to have this opportunity. And of course, they milked the dairy cow for good luck. And actually, only one of them has ever milked a cow before. So that was actually Mick Schumacher who has milked a cow. The other 3 guys, Dennis Hager, Kyle Collette, and Jacob Abel, said the cow was very sweet and definitely an interesting experience, but they enjoyed the tradition and are hoping that it brings them good luck. So this was at the 52nd annual rookie luncheon in IMS history. Now, I spoke briefly with Kyle Collette, who says it's just a huge honor to be a part of the Indy 500 this year.
Yeah, it means, I think, a lot. It's something that when I moved to America, it's what you try to do, to be part of the biggest race in the world, and to be here representing AJ Foyt Racing means a lot.
The rookies also met with the Indy 500 milk presenters and shared their preference of which milk they like if they do end up winning on Sunday. And of course, if you're heading to the track this Sunday to see all the drivers in action, there's a few things you need to know before you go that IMS reminded us all of. So with parking, of course, that's already sold out here at IMS. But if you don't know where you're parking, they say plan ahead. And they suggest, parking actually a little bit farther away to make it easier for you to leave and avoid some of that traffic as well. Now, the IMS app will also show you the wait times at each gate when you're trying to enter, so that'll be good if you're trying to avoid some longer wait times. And of course, be patient when you leave. There are 350,000 of you going to the race, and this year they did say that when you're exiting IMS, if you're driving, that the traffic pattern is a little bit different, so to be sure to follow what police are telling you and how to leave.
Yes, so many things to remember, Ella. I appreciate you breaking some of it down. And then what about the weather plans? I know the weather team is still finalizing their forecasts, but people bringing umbrellas and stuff like that. What do we need to know?
Yeah, exactly. Very good question. So they are prepping and they are reviewing all of those early forecasts, and they're also working closely with the National Weather Service. They say they'll alert fans as soon as they hear of something, and they'll be sure to keep everyone updated. Now, I do also want to remind you that the IMS is cashless, so don't forget your credit card if you're planning to, buy a few items.
Okay, some good tips there. I'm really hopeful that this new plan that they have to get traffic out of the track is more efficient, because you can spend hours waiting. So we're looking forward to that. Ella, thanks for your live report today.